Ryan woke up to the sound of a helicopter. He blinked and rubbed his face. As he listened, the droning of the propellers drew closer and more distinct. Careful not to wake Thelma, he slid out of the tent and went outside to investigate. "Ryan, old chap, I thought I'll never see you again." A body huddled towards Ryan and tackled him to the ground. Isaac is a friend and right-hand man to Ryan. "Are you ready to get out of this tropical paradise?" Isaac teased as they walked towards the tent. "Of course. I have someone very dear to me that has taken ill, and her health is deteriorating rapidly. Her name is Thelma. She had the misfortune of being on the same plane as I was." Ryan stroked her cheek and leaned down to kiss her forehead. It seems like there was a silver lining right in the midst of the chaos." Isaac slapped Ryan on the shoulder. "It's about time someone captured that heart of gold," he says. "I just hope I get the chance to love her the way she deserves to be loved." Ryan took her hand and looked down at her pale face. "Hold on, sweetheart." He whispered softly to her. Ryan lay down with Thelma, wanting to keep an eye on her during the long journey. As they took off, he was filled with nostalgia. A part of him would miss this place. There was no way he could forget what they had shared these past 10 days. He had grown accustomed to their life here, and they had slipped into an easy routine. Thelma had grown on him and warmed her way into his icebox of a heart. Even as he looked at her now, his heart yearns for nothing and no one but her. When they landed in New York City, Thelma was taken directly to the hospital and went straight to the HDU. "Please take care of her," he pleaded. "Of course, Mr. Jones," the doctor assured him. "Mr. Jones, thank goodness you are safe." Amanda ran towards him and threw her arms around him. "Oh, I missed you too, Amanda." Ryan laughed as he hugged her. "How is Thelma? I hope she gets better," Amanda said in concern. "But you need a shave and a shower and—" She stepped back and eyed him critically, her head a little on one side. "Yes, ma'am." Ryan chuckled. Ryan took a quick shower, dressed up, and then checked through his emails while he dug into his burger on his way back to the hospital. The doctor almost didn't recognize him with his clean-shaven and impeccable attire. "Mr. Jones, you clean up nice," the doctor chuckled as Ryan walked towards him. "I'll take that as a compliment." A humorless smile flickered about the corner of his mouth. "How is Thelma?" he asked. "We have started the treatment, and she seems to be responding well so far. She's still a bit delirious, keeps whispering the name Ryan." Ryan smiled faintly, vaguely, knowingly, as if he was on some secret that only they knew about. "Will I be able to see her?" Ryan ignored the insinuation. "Yes, but you will have to wait. Her parents are with her, and we only permit 2 visitors at a time." The doctor replied. No matter how hard Ryan tried to see Thelma, Nathan played the part of the besotted, doting fiancé. He was always with her, catered to her every whim. Ryan hated his guts and preferred avoiding him because he knows he might not be able to control himself if Nathan tries any jealous fiancé act with him. On the 3rd day in the hospital, Ryan was fed up and vowed to see Thelma whether Nathan is there with her or not. He was done being patient. When he entered her room, Thelma was sat on the bed propped up by a pillow. Her eyes lit up when she saw him. "Hey." "Hey, sweetheart." Ryan smiled as he sat beside her. "I thought you'd forgotten about me." She smiled warmly. "What? After that romantic getaway? What do you take me for?" Ryan gasped as he placed his hand on his chest dramatically. They both laughed heartily, remembering their days on the island. Their eyes locked as he tucked a strand of hair behind her ear and brushed her hair back. "I was worried about you, Thelma." "I don't even remember leaving the island." "What?" he gasped. "Does that mean you don't remember our wild night of passion, Miss Gilbert's?" "No." Thelma covered her mouth and shook hard with laughter. "And here I thought we had a connection." He pouted and feigned disappointment. "Just aim to do better next time, Mr. Jones." She grinned. "I missed you." He admitted as he moved his face closer to hers. "Me too." She smiled and sank back onto her pillow. In that moment, Ryan could not help but get drawn to how beautiful Thelma looked, with her darted rosy pink lips inviting him in. He drew closer. She could feel his hot breath fanning her face, his lips nearer, but then she heard someone clearing his throat. Nathan broke in, ruining the moment. "You seem to have forgotten that Thelma is my fiancée." Get away from her! Nathan lunged forward, grabbing Ryan, and pushed him aside. "You have no right to be here after what you've done to her," Ryan retorted. "Wait, what are you saying?" Nathan scowled. "Both of you should please leave since you can't be civil here." Thelma angrily interfered. "But honey—" "Goodbye, Nathan," she pleaded. "I'll see you later, sweetheart." Ryan leaned forward and kissed her on the forehead. "If you're going to come and bicker with Nathan, then don't—" "I'm sorry for upsetting you. I shouldn't have let him get to me. I'll be back later." Ryan apologized and left. "Well, it seems we have a love triangle here, and I noticed the chemistry between you and Ryan since he came into this room. What are you going to do about this, dear? Your wedding is in 3 weeks?" Mrs. Gilbert spoke to her daughter, Thelma, with concern on her face. "Actually, Mom, I am breaking up with Nathan. He cheated on me with Jenna. She is carrying his baby as we speak. And he has the nerve to come here acting like a caring fiancé? I have a good feeling to go out there and castrate him. And that hussy pretending to be your friend?" "Mom, calm down, please. I am not letting him get away with this. Ryan and I have something planned. You just wait till I get discharged." Thelma calmed her mother. The next day, Thelma explained to Nathan that she got close to Ryan because they were alone for days on the island, but assures him he is still the one she wants and has already apologized to Ryan not to have any hopes up. Nathan was happy and rained her with endearments and promises. Mrs. Gilbert's was shocked at what she heard from the doorway. She was eavesdropping on her daughter's conversation. She couldn't help but burst into the room and demand to talk alone with her daughter. Nathan did not take anything of Mrs. Gilbert's behavior, as he was over the moon with joy that Thelma is not aware of his infidelity, and he can still take care of his mistake, i.e. Jenna, before their wedding. So he left with the promise he will come to see her the next day. "Thelma Gilberts, have you lost your mind?" She narrowed her eyes and yelled at her only daughter. "Relax and take a seat, Mummy." Thelma patted the spot on the bed and grinned wickedly. Her mother glided over and assumed the position. "I'm listening." Her steel-gray eyes looking straight at her daughter. Just then, Ryan burst through the door. "So, he bought it? Hook, line, and sinker, baby." She grinned at the perplexity across her mother's face. "What's going on with you two?" Catherine Gilberts tried to cover her confusion with a wry smile and a casual question. "It was all a ploy." Thelma sighed. "You mean—" It finally dawned on her as Thelma and Ryan nodded. "Oh, you're good." She wagged her finger at both of them. "You were so convincing. You really had me going for a while," she laughed. "Although I must say I'm so relieved." She placed her hand on her chest. "I'd really thought my daughter had lost her marbles." Relief brought a smile to her lips. "I may be naive, but I'm not dumb, Mom." Thelma giggled. "You're anything but, sweetheart." Ryan gave her a swoon-worthy smile and she blushed. "Does that mean you two are—" Mrs. Gilberts asked, hopeful once more. "If I have your blessing, and if your daughter is willing to have me?" He directed the question to Thelma mostly. "Oh, you have my blessing!" She gazed down at Thelma, overwhelmed with the joy. Thelma had been discharged from the hospital a week later, and they had seen each other every other day. Ryan had even tried to convince her to move in with him, but she had turned him down on every occasion. It would have thwarted their plan, and she still had Nathan believing that she was going to be his wife soon. That didn't deter him, though. He would continue to work his magic until she caved in. He had a feeling it would be soon. He was busy with his lawyer, and they had put his plan into motion. John was still unaware that his stepson was still alive and roaming the streets of America. Ryan wanted it to remain that way until he chose to reveal it when his stepfather was due to stake his claim. "So where do I sign?" an eager John Howard said, as he grabbed the pen from the attorney. "Over here and here." He flipped the page. "Emily, you can sign as a witness. That's it. It's now official, John," he said with a knowing smile. "Does that mean it's all mine?" John's beady eyes gleamed with greed. "Yes, John, it's all yours." Ryan strolled into the office casually, looking like $1 billion, and his hair slicked back. "Ryan, what are you doing here?" He stood up, taken aback. "Nice to see you too, John," Ryan said dryly. "Emily, it's always a pleasure," he said, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "You're supposed to be dead. There's no way. You're not real." Emily backed away, fear written all over her face. She knew Ryan Jones was not one to be messed with. Ryan was merciless. If you were dumb enough or brave enough to cross him, then you would have to make sure he didn't survive to tell the tale. Otherwise. "So, let's take this from the top, shall we? Whose bright idea was it this time?" Ryan looked at his stepfather and Emily, waiting for a response. "It was John. It's always been him," Emily rattled, trying to save herself. "Take them out of my sight, detective. Lock them up and throw away the key. I couldn't care less, really." "Ryan, son, think about this. Don't be so rash, son." John knew that his stepson was serious. "What would your mother say if—" "Don't you dare drag my mother into this. I know that you were behind her accident, all for money." Ryan stormed out of the room without so much as a backward glance. Nathan was in high spirits. Nothing could bring him down. At least that's what he thought. The wedding was 3 days away, and so far, everything was going according to plan. He was glad that Thelma had finally got over her infatuation with Ryan Jones, and he has gotten rid of Jenna by sending her on a 3-month vacation. Tonight, he planned to take Thelma to dinner at a fancy restaurant and charm the socks off her. He tried to lure her to his apartment after the long, boring dinner filled with Nathan's empty promises, but Thelma insisted on going back home as she had an interview coming up the next morning. She stepped into her apartment and gave a sigh of relief. "Thank heavens that's over." "Care to share, sweetheart?" Ryan asked, holding a glass of wine in his hand. "Ryan?" He placed his glass on the counter and covered the space between them in few steps. "Did he touch you?" he asked sharply as he searched her face. "Did he hurt you?" He traced his fingers down her delicate jawline. The dark eyes that examined Thelma revealed so much emotion. It was like watching a spark grow into a flame. "No," she whispered. The chemistry between them was undeniable. She couldn't fight it anymore. She was a lost cause as far as Ryan Jones was concerned. She was so beautiful, it was the easiest thing in the world for Ryan to get lost in her eyes. At his touch, a quiver ran through her, and it didn't stop there. She caught her breath, warmth crawling up her neck. "Thelma." He stared down at her for a few moments, his lips inches away from hers, seeking permission. Thelma wasn't sure which of them gave in first. She only felt their lips kissing each other passionately, and she had her fingers laced through his hair. "I need to take a bath." She reluctantly pushed him away, but gave him a chaste kiss. He snatched her around the waist and laughed, dragging her onto the bed with him. "I'm sorry if I got carried away. I have a lot of respect for you. I hope you know that?" "No harm done, right?" Thelma grinned. "I know that you're not ready to take things further, and I'm completely okay with that." "Thanks for being patient with me." She touched his cheek gingerly. "I know that you'd never hurt me, Ryan. Not intentionally, anyway. I trust you." "I trust you with my life, Thelma," he told her. "I'm so glad that my jet crashed and I got a chance to know you." She laughed when he said that. "I didn't know that being stranded on an island with you would lead us to this moment. I love you, Thelma Gilberts." The sincerity in his voice brought tears to her eyes. There was no point in holding back those feelings anymore. "I love you too, Ryan Jones." A smile of joy and satisfaction lit up his eager face. "I can't tell you what hearing that does to me. I think I need to get used to it too." She stroked his hair. "This isn't how I wanted to do this, but marry me, Thelma Gilberts?" "What?" she blurted out. He laughed softly. "Wrong answer, princess. You're supposed to say yes." "Yes." She grinned, unable to contain her happiness a second longer. "Yes, I'll marry you, Ryan Jones." A joyful, unexpected frenzy, of which he had thought himself incapable, possessed him. This felt better than closing a billion-dollar deal any day, the wedding day. "You look really beautiful," Amanda said to Thelma. Can I have a minute with the blushing bride? Ryan stood at the door, taking in Thelma's appearance. Sure, boss, Amanda replied. Thelma looked stunning in a beautiful wedding gown. You look breathtaking. Ryan stepped forward and continued to stare. How did I ever get so lucky? They say it's bad luck for the bride to see the groom before the wedding, Thelma teased. Bad luck has no place in our lives, my dear. He's on the way. It's showtime, he said, joining her lips with his. Just then, Nathan entered the room and saw them. What the hell is going on here? We are getting married in the next few minutes, Thelma, and I find you kissing another man? Nathan asked in utter shock. I walked in on you and Jenna talking in your apartment a month ago, Nathan. Thelma explained. Wait, you knew? Then why didn't you say anything? Did you intend to cheat on me with him after getting married? I had no intention of going on with the wedding. I figured you needed a taste of your own medicine. Now, go and ask Jenna to marry you. You two deserve each other. She replies. What about all the guests waiting at the church now? Nathan muttered to himself. Oh, you don't worry about that. They will get to witness a wedding, just not yours with Thelma. You are welcome to attend. Ryan chipped in. Her father walked her down the aisle and handed her over to Ryan. Mission accomplished, Mr. Jones, Thelma said, smiling. Not quite yet, sweetheart. We still have to seal this deal. I'm not letting you get away. Ryan replied. You may continue, my good man. Ryan nodded at the marriage official. Are you sure? The official asked, confused at the sudden change of groom. I've never been more certain of anything in my life, Ryan said, as he held Thelma's delicate hands. Shall we begin? The official started the ceremony. I now pronounce you husband and wife, he said with finality. You may kiss your bride. Ryan kissed Thelma until the official blushed. So, Mrs. Jones, are you ready to go on honeymoon? I have a surprise for you, Ryan said, as they headed towards the waiting limo. As long as it's on some abandoned island with the man I love, then I'll be happy, Thelma joked. Well, if you really must know, I bought that island, and it's officially ours. Really? You will see what I've done with the place when we get there. I can't wait to get back to where it all started, Mr. Jones. She put her arms around his neck. Neither can I, sweetheart, neither can I, Ryan said before he silenced her with a kiss. The end. I hope you enjoyed watching Billionaire's Perfect Revenge. For more epic stories, please subscribe and turn on post notification. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.